What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Uh,
another damn
Another
podcast.
damn podcast.
Presented by
Our
our
damn
damn selves. 314 episode.
314.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. Finally, a hot weekend in Chicago. Definitely felt like summertime shy. I guess it is June, so if it ain't gonna get hot now, I don't know when the hell it's gonna get.
Well, Chicago is sketchy at times. So,
Yeah, June will be jacket weather sometimes. So.
yeah, it get warm and then it get cool and then it get warm, then cool, then warm, then cool. But I mean, I don't think that you should have to wear jackets after Memorial Day. That's just how I feel. But it always doesn't work like that.
I do.
But good weekend.
Oh yeah, same here.
Mhm. Good weekend. Good weather-wise weekend. Hmm.
So
Yep.
definitely had my summertime shy plans. What about you?
I did a birthday party for one of Ari's friends, and they would they had like a bouncy house with like the water slide, and then it's like a little kiddie pool at the end there. So I couldn't pull Ariana out of there. She just wanted to just play the whole. She was just
Mm.
in there like the whole time. I'm like, okay, do you?
Me, I
And
was
after a while,
getting
Khalil was like, after a while. He was grooving at first, and then he's like, okay, I'm done with the pool now. I said, okay.
yeah, he was over it. Me, I was
Yeah,
DJ,
he's like, I'm done, mommy.
DJ'd a surprise birthday party for brother Eric Ferguson. Yeah, so happy 43rd birthday to
Nice.
that brother. Yeah, definitely brought my eyes flavor to the ones and twos. You know how I do. It was a surprise party that it was so surprised that even I didn't know all the details till last minute about the. I was still learning shit as I was like, so I was like, okay, but I think it was a success. So
That is
definitely.
surprised. If you were just still figuring out stuff.
Still learning shit. Yeah, like last like day of and shit. I was still I was like, oh, y'all really trying to do a surprise party, but I think it was a success. Yeah, um,
Yeah.
I'm the Oz man, so I'm gonna bring what I do. And now just relaxing, me and Babe just enjoying the rest of the weekend as I'm recording this right now with the kids. So yeah, it's definitely good weekend overall. A lot of
Yeah.
ups and downs though at the same time too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, but challenging. Yeah. Rest in peace going out to Karen, first of all. Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in
Yeah.
peace. Definitely.
Bam, right there. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because it was, we always say F cancer,
Yeah.
F cancer, F cancer, F cancer.
And she had been going through it for a while. She finally succumbed to it. Yeah. Sister
Yeah.
in law right there. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So, just praying for like our nieces and our nephew right now. So with
brother as
that
well.
and our brother, yeah. So yeah. But like you said, the ups and downs, it's like, oh boy.
Very challenging weekend.
Mhm. But through like, community and family, like, you build that bond, and we can lean with each other, we can support one another, we can give that. You see what I'm saying? We can do that.
Mm, yeah. So you can
Yeah. Hmm.
also rest in peace. Also, a young man lost his life at just 16. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just another member of the family on like Babes, that family member. So just the challenges, man. Yeah. A
Hmm.
lot of ups and
And
downs. Yeah.
what is like, if somebody is sick and passes away, it's like it still hurts, but you can kind of prepare yourself mentally better for it. And you can kind of, like the big thing with someone, if they're really ill and they've been just suffering, then you're kind of like, you're obviously very sad they passed away, but you're like, they're not in pain, they're not suffering anymore. You're kind of like, but
Mhm.
if it's just something like a senseless act of violence, it's like, what is really going on? With
Yeah.
the like, what's really going on? Like a 16-year-old child, like
He's Antoine. I was trying to get the young man's name.
Like he should have been like going to the movies with his friends, doing you see what I mean? Like just
Yeah, that
enjoying.
should be like life is just starting at that age. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
16, I was at the mall. I was at the show with my friends. That's what I was doing at 16. But it's just getting so crazy that people, are so quick to violence. It's like we have a disagreement, like whatever the situation, I don't know the ins and outs, but we have a disagreement. We have something that why you gotta
and
take someone out because you
yeah,
disagree with them.
that's why shooting is the gun should be a defensive weapon, not an offensive weapon. You only pull your weapon if in defense. Like I said, if your life is threatened, not just because that motherfucker was talking shit, let's get him. It's like no, that's not how it works. It's just like as a
Is
gun,
your life in danger? Is your loved one's life in danger? If the
yeah,
answer is no, then why are you pulling?
as a gun owner, the gun is a defensive weapon, a defensive tool, not an offensive tool. You only use it in defense. And from
Yeah,
what I hear, they
educate
still don't have a suspect in custody for the young man's death either. So that's
educate yourself. I'll just reiterate that. Like I said,
okay.
I'm not an owner, but educate yourself. Like with education comes like you get knowledge. Knowledge you learn. You can do things appropriately if you have the knowledge. You can move a different way. So get the knowledge, learn, educate yourself.
Yeah,
Before you pick up a gun, educate yourself first before you even pick it up. Before you even think about picking it up, educate yourself.
yeah.
Please.
Knowledge is definitely power. And
Mm-hmm.
as Ben Parker said, with great power comes great responsibility. That's
Mm-hmm.
the perfect thing for a gun owner. Is like it's what Ben Parker said. Yeah, like you own a gun, that's a huge responsibility there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Because lives like are on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Very much so.
But
Mm.
yeah, just sorry to start things off with such a down note, but yeah,
Yeah. It's just been just a chaotic, just that was just so
yeah,
just receiving the news, like I said, on both times. It just like
it's a lot. Yeah.
mhm.
Let's shift from all of the sadness. Let's talk about give an update. I know Kwame Brown somewhere laughing his ass off somewhere, but Shannon Sharp man, leaves undisputed with Kim and shit bad. He left Fox Sports. He left the undisputed
It
show.
was because Kwame said that that's your master, you going to work. Was it because of Kwame?
Timing is like suspicious as hell. The timing is very
Was
suspicious.
it because of him?
The timing is highly suspicious on that. Yeah. So I'm
I ain't
like,
no slave.
he left right after Kwame Brown talked shit about him.
He
I
said
did
it's
watch
not
Kwame Brown's response to that shit. Of course, he went in. He doubled down and shit.
it's not the goal not to work because that is the ultimate goal is to earn money and not have to work. That's like
Yeah.
that's called the American dream. That's what that's called.
And I
Not
think
having-
he's gonna because he does his podcast, his club
yeah.
show. So I think that's what he's gonna pursue that, I think more. Yeah. It's like
Okay.
that's my guess that he's gonna go down that road and like to go all in on the podcast. But
Mhm.
yeah, best of luck with him. Like have Kwame Brown on as a guest on the podcast. That would be amazing. You
I
didn't
mean, I
watch that
like
shit, I would.
Shannon. Shannon and I, we do share a birthday. We do have the same birthday. Obviously, he's much older than me. No shade, but we do have the same birthday. So that's why I'm like, okay, like I'm not going to fully throw him under the bus because we do got the same birthday. But I mean, like you said, don't poke the bear. If you win, you poking that bear.
Yeah. The timing is wild as hell on that though.
When I saw that, I was like, what? And then Stephen A is like, you should come over here, whatever Stephen A was
Right,
like.
yeah, it's on first take, yeah. That would be funny because then it'll just basically be a Skip Bayless roast. It's like the whole show would be like roasting him. Skip he started out on first take. He's like, and then him and Stephen A split, and that's when him and Shannon started, yeah, the undisputed. So Shannon came the first take, it basically just be a fuck Skip Bayless show. That would be the whole show. So I'm down to hear if that happened, it'd be highly entertaining. And Kwame Brown don't like either of them either. So Kwame would definitely. I just want to hear his response to every episode. So we get two shows out of it. We get a Fuck Skip Bayless
Make us
show, then
happy
the
and get that.
Kwame Brown rebuttal, and
Make it happen, please. Please make it happen. Make it happen.
if he goes to First Take, he's like. But I think he's really gonna pursue his club Shay Shay. But if he does go to First Take, that'll be amazing.
I think he is because, like, as we're seeing what 2020, like I always say, the good thing that did come out of 2020 is people did start thinking more about, I need to be in control of my life.
Yeah.
I need to control my destiny. People did, and that doesn't make you selfish saying that you want to control your destiny because, like, you could have been, like I said, if it was a small mom and pop business that was open and before the pandemic, doing very well, a restaurant, let's say, doing really, really well. Pandemic hits. They never recovered after the pandemic. They closed doors completely. You could have been employee of the month. You could have been there for 20 years. And like
a whole lot of businesses never reopened when they got shut down in March of 2020. A lot of businesses stayed closed. Even after stuff's opening up, they said, we're gonna stay closed. Like,
stay closed.
It's not worth it. Yeah, some places just never reopened.
And then you didn't really make a plan because that was your plan, was being there until you physically couldn't work, or you
were comfortable there, so you
were fine. But 2020 did teach a lot of people that you gotta look out for you. You gotta do what's best for you and yours. You gotta do that. So
have a contingency plan.
I think that is what's going on with a lot of people. Like, why you're seeing like people shift on people who were like things were like they were riding the wave and things seemed fine, because I mean he could have stayed on Undisputed forever.
Yeah, because it's a very popular show.
It's a very popular show, and the people like the memes that we always see with like the meme. I know the chant Black and Mild and the do rag and the Henny, or the the face. It's like.
Plus, all the LeBron stuff is like, there's a lot that comes out of that show.
He could have been there forever, but he opted to go another way, to bet on himself and to try something different. And then at the end of the day, if like what you try, if at first you don't succeed, then I'm sure that he can find another.
Yeah, he can always come back to TV. He's proven that he can.
He can find another thing, another gig.
He probably could come back to Fox if he wanted, like, and get his own show if he wanted to. He probably could go back there, like, if what he does doesn't pan out yet.
Or he might join like on the football when they do like the thing, the panel. He might join the panel because some of them are getting older.
Yeah, a lot of them are getting.
I mean, some of them
because I'm looking
at some of them. I was like,
Terry Bradshaw, like, they've been around a long time.
I'm like, weren't you playing football when I was a kid? Like I know you were up there. You was playing football when I was a kid. So I'm like, I know you were up there in age.
Long, like these cats been on TV for a long time.
Because I remember Howie Long, is that his name?
Yeah.
I remember him on the Radio Shack commercial, so that shows how old. Like I remember him.
Or is it don't exist no more and shit? Radio Shack, you said enough there. He
was on the Radio Shack commercial. Like if you guys remember it, let me know. Let me know if you guys remember the Radio Shack commercials with him on him. I remember him on Radio Shack. I remember that.
But yeah, them cats been on TV a long time, so yeah.
Yeah, so he could always join the panel.
Right in there, yeah. It'll be I think it would work, yeah. And then like he'd be in his element then.
Football.
Tommy Brown was saying, yeah, you know shit about basketball. You're
a football player.
Well, he said some spicier language in that, but he said you're a football playing bitch, but that's what he said. But yeah, he'll be in his element because he is a Hall of Famer, yeah. So he'd be in his
he is a Hall of Famer, so
his element on the football panel. Yeah.
Stephen A just gives advice. I mean, he didn't play any sport, but
this is why Kwame Brown don't like him. He's like, you call me a bust, yeah, hey, bitch. You never played nothing.
Some people just never played, and like
you don't like Skip Bayless too. Another one. he
never played shit. And then some people were Al Bundy. Like you peaked in high school, like you were Al Bundy. So some people are that. So you know.
Everybody I know is an Al Bundy. It's like, yeah,
You peaked
he
in
could
high
have
school.
made it pro, but then he had some mysterious knee injury. Everybody I know could have made it pro.
Hawkeye scored 4 touchdowns in a single game.
I know so many Al Bundys that could have either went NFL or NBA, like they claimed that how cold they were. But yeah, I got a trick knee. It's like, yeah. The trick is you suck. That's the trick.
A tricky.
That's the trick. You suck. Show me
Yeah.
your highlight reel. Let me see your highlight reel. Where's your game for film? If you played high school ball, it's like it's some kind of footage out there. Like they air high school games on television.
Mhm.
Show me your game footage and shit.
See, in this game, I dropped 40. I dropped 40
I
points.
want to see.
Okay.
I want to see the
Let me
film.
see.
It's like,
Let me
yeah.
see it.
I guess you so old they didn't. It was games weren't televised yet back then. It's like, even though you're like my age, it's like TV didn't exist in the '90s. I guess.
You petty.
Fuck out of here. You ask for the footage. Is all you said. I guess I could do that too about my MMA career. It's like, yeah. I just wasn't good enough. I admit it. It's like that's the real reason I didn't make it. Wasn't good enough. Yeah, I did it. I just wasn't good enough. That's
I ran track. I didn't want to commit to that. It was just too much.
wasn't your thing.
Too
Yeah,
much for me. I just
you didn't
it
like
was
this
too
shit.
much. It was too much. Track is intense. It's very intense. It is. It's very, very intensive. So
You
I
weren't
was like,
trying to. You weren't trying to qualify for the Olympics. You were just doing.
no.
Just
I
doing
know
just doing high school activity. That's all.
people say, oh yeah, you're pretty fast. You should run. You're pretty fast. You know. And I tried it. And I was like, I did it for a year, and I was like, I like dancing better. And I stuck with dancing. I was like, dancing is better to me.
Me, I wrestled in high school, but MMA was in its infancy back then. Like UFC started, I think like '93. UFC turns 30 this year. That's crazy. It's like I started. So yeah, they were in their infancy back then, MMA. So like and then back then it was unregulated. People, it was like human cockfighting. That's what the early days of UFC were before it became an actual sport. Is like, yeah. And then Dana White was a method actor. He decided to like take it into his own home. But yeah. Well, he's the guy that basically like turned it from what it was to what it is now to like
Making it more of a
a
structured
sport.
thing.
Like not just fucking
Two guys being snide each other
basically it would
in an alley, like
no
alley.
rules and shit.
Looking like They Live with Keith David.
Yeah, like early UFC was very similar to the They Live, Roddy Piper, Keith David, but
Fight in the alley.
similar to that.
Like
Like
15
no
minutes.
rules, you come as you are. Like motherfuckers would just, I can show up in this and not get into the fight. They just come as you are and shit. Yeah.
No regulations, no rules, no.
You could bite motherfuckers' eye gouges, like none of that. All of that shit was
looking like Brad Pitt and Edward Norton Fight Club. Looking like that.
UFC, yeah. Then Dana White said, "Was making a real sport," and then it became what it is, like MMA. But I was there when the early stages, like so it really wasn't a path for like if you were an amateur wrestler to like go into like professional, unless you're gonna be a pro wrestler, which is more theatrics. Like that's not actual sport, is more theatrics. It's like yeah. So
that's just wrestling, like you said in South Park. That's not wrestling. This is wrestling.
But long story short, I just wasn't good enough.
Since you opened the sports store, we can stay in sports. We have our finals, which
we damn near halfway through it. Now I know it's I'm exaggerating. We might be halfway through it. Like if it's a sweep, we might be halfway. It's very possible. But
we've been under about Miami did win, So they did stick with the pattern of was it 0-51 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. 150 and 151, I think. Yeah. Because like no team has ever come back being down 3-0. So
and I roasted Miami, but then they got the job done.
Yeah.
Caleb Martin is like, yeah, he's like he's the hero of that. And of course Jimmy is Jimmy and shit, but
yeah, Jimmy's Jimmy.
But he was pun intended the hero of that shit because Tyler Herro's injured. So yeah, he was the hero of that game 7.
And then they ran to the Denver. They ran to them. And Denver did look convincingly good in the first game. By the time this
Some
airs,
people,
game two is
what some people were worried about, which can happen, is rust factor.
the rest, yeah, because they
They
were
swept
rested. They
their
were well
opponent and
rested.
won 7 games. That's like the two extremes. One team sweeps and the other one goes extreme. And then
Mhm.
so the other team just played a couple days ago where you've been off for like over a week. Like Russ
Yeah.
can play, but it didn't like when Denver's case, but it
Mhm.
can play a factor. It's like some teams come out in their first game and then they
And
look
look,
like
lethargic and
lethargic
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
And you just kind of, because I see it with players that like literally like walking the ball up, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like it just looks so just disconnected. And then it hits them like, oh, let me snap out of it. And then by game two, then they let themselves. But game one, a lot of times can be a throwaway game.
We saw that. Let's go back into the Jordan era again. That's kind of what happened with the '91 championship.
Now you won
Lost
championship,
game one.
yeah.
Remember they swept the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, the
Mm-hmm.
infamous walk off the court game. And then I think the Lakers and Portland went 6 in the Western Conference. I think they went 6 games. So like the
Mm-hmm.
Lakers had played more recently than the Bulls. Like so they came out ready. Bulls were caught sleeping and like lost that game one. And then game two they came out. It was like a whole new team.
A
Like
spectacular move.
that was the game two. Yeah, they looked like the team that we
Yep.
thought they were. It's like was game one, people started had their doubts. It's like, yeah, can Michael win the big one? It's like,
Can
yeah,
Michael win a title?
yeah.
That sounds so crazy saying that now. Can Michael
We
win a
had that
title?
because back in that era, the winners were like
Yeah.
Jordan. I mean, were like Magic and Bird. And even Isaiah won 2 titles. Is like so like the even
Bird, maybe. Even Isaiah won.
even like I said, even Isaiah could win. Can Michael win the big one? Isaiah Thomas even won titles. It's like, yeah, but Magic and Bird were looked at as the winners. Michael was
Mm-hmm.
like the exciting player, like, but can he win? It's like that was really
And
a
he got hops and he got moves and this and that, but does it win titles? It was like that.
can he win? It's like, yeah, he's exciting. Michael was Ja Morant before. He's exciting, but came without the guns. It's like, yeah.
I can't with you. I can't.
But he's like a lot of the players that people look at like that. It's like, yeah, he's fun to
Mm-hmm.
watch. Like Luka Doncic is like, yeah, can he win? It's like Luka really got something to prove. Like he's gone,
Yeah.
he's hustling backwards. It's like he was a Western Conference Finals a couple years ago to not even in the playoffs. It's like, he hustling backwards. Yes,
It should have made Dallas better, man. Kyrie should have made them better. Should have.
something to that with Kyrie is like ever since he left Cleveland, it's an argument to be made that Kyrie made every team worse that he joined. It's like
He should. It should have been better because I'm like, oh, they got Kyrie now.
because
Okay.
Boston with Isaiah Thomas, some would say was better than the Kyrie version of Boston. The Celtics were better, and then like after he left, they got better again. So, and Brooklyn Nets, that was just a whole like mess, like from the beginning.
That was a shit show.
That was
Yeah.
a mess. Yeah.
Brooklyn was a shit show. Yeah.
Now Dallas is like so. Some are making the argument: does Kyrie make
Because
teams work?
Brooklyn was on paper. On paper, it should have been tremendous on paper, but it just because on paper it looked tremendous, Brooklyn, but
I think KD, Kyrie, and Harden played like maybe 10 games together. It was like a real small amount that they
that
played
should have
together.
been that big three. I would rival anybody against those big three if
When they
they
got Harden, everybody was like, title,
that's
but
the
it
big three. That is.
never even made it out of the second round. That team,
Mhm. They're all three of them certified scorers. All three of them certified scorers.
two MVPs, and then you got Kyrie as well. It's like
And Uncle Drew. It's like, come on now. On paper, that looked great, but then watching it execute, I was like, ugh,
remember how mad Knicks fans were when the Brooklyn Nets got it. Now the Knicks are better than the Nets. That's so funny how it works out. How when they signed those two, like my remember Stephen A. broke down in tears and shit. Why you gonna sign with the Brooklyn Nets? Both KD and Kyrie Irving. It's like he broke down damn near in tears and like and now the Knicks are actually better than the Nets. Funny how that worked out. Yeah.
Spike Lee on the court again with his orange and blue on. He repping. Yeah, I have Spike. Spike is part of the team. He's part of the team. He is.
we stay in this sport, what about what? How about Scottie Pippen? Since we talking,
Scotty sounds like a bitter Betty. That's what he sounds like.
Body Pippen got him bugging, man. That's like he
Yeah.
like you let it's like you let a hole like ruin your legacy, basically. Like, and I know that's harsh and shit, but you basically
Oh.
you let a hole ruin your legacy. She's a hoe. It's like I'm just calling it like it is.
Oh.
Like a hole is ruined because this all this is
Because
going
my
like
thing is
it's gonna be part
Jordan.
of Scotty's legacy. All of this is gonna be part of his
It
legacy.
is.
Unfortunately, go ahead, kid.
It's really goofy. I said it's really goofy because it's like Jordan already gave him his flowers because on the last dance he said without
It's
Scotty
like
there's
I
no
don't.
championship.
Yeah,
He
like
acknowledged it.
because he done every one of his
You
titles.
can't say Jordan just Jordan.
Jordan never won
And he
before
said
or after
that.
Scotty. It's
You
like
can't
he,
say my
yeah.
name and not say his name.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can't say my name without his name. It is no Jordan. It is no Jordan without Scotty. It's not.
Well, Scotty is just wild and is like you let that broad like
And
fuck.
then Scotty just still like I don't know. He's acting very I don't know. He's just being very weird. Like, I like, is it because, like I said, like people's like, okay, we get it. Michael Jordan says banging your ex-wife. We get it. People are like, we get it.
Like I said, you let a hole like ruin your legacy. Saying Michael Jordan was a horrible player and horrible to play with. I'm just reading the actual quote, like verbatim. A horrible player. I get if you say like he was like he was it wasn't fun to play with him like that.
Shitty teammate. Okay.
So like yeah we won, but it wasn't pleasant to be around him. I get if you
Yeah.
said something like that, but to say he was a
Some
horrible
people,
player is like come on, come
some of
on.
these like companies that are like well executed, making bank, it's like the CEO is a real dick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we making money, but this CEO is a dick.
Perfect example of that is her she recently left her show like with Ellen DeGeneres. They say yeah. They said that she was like
Yeah.
at work, but they said she was a nightmare to work with. It's like, hey, which you can see, like we see, like yeah, Ellen on camera dancing and smiling, but she's probably a fucking asshole behind the scenes. It's like, yeah,
Ellen doing her little Elaine dance, and her little, Ellen just seems so likable. Even when she hosted the Oscars that year, I was like, Ellen is just so
they
likable.
took
I was like, she's just a ray of
the
sunshine.
viral selfie, like yeah, with all of the with Brad Pitt and Lupita and
Everybody,
all the,
Bradley Cooper and all that.
right, yeah, all of
Yeah.
the A-listers in it. Yeah, like that was the year she
Mhm.
hosted
And
it.
then she ordered Girl Scout cookies or something, pizza. It was
Gave
just
out
really
pizza to
cute.
the fans. I mean, to the people in the audience, she gave out pizza.
Yeah. And Girl Scout cookies. She bought like Girl Scout cookies. It was just really cute because it was
But
like, oh, it's really sweet.
Ellen probably is an asshole behind the scenes. I could definitely see that.
Right now, it's just a facade.
I could definitely see that. It's
Because a
like
lot of people want to project the image that I'm such a good. Anytime somebody says I'm such a good person, I automatically think, no,
she's
you're not.
probably a
You
douchebag.
don't
Yeah,
have to say the person. You ain't gotta say
good
it.
people like prove it through their actions. They don't have to say this shit.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, I'm a good person. I'm a stand-up person. I'm a humanitarian. You're probably an asshole. Like, no, you're not.
I give back all the time. No, you don't. You gave
No, you
$20.
don't. You're
Gave
probably an
$20
asshole.
2 years ago. What the fuck out of here? How you giving back? Shit.
But Scotty, I mean, stop being bitter. Stop being extra. The Michael Jordan, I mean, stop, get some help. Like if you need to get some help, like do that if you need
Since
to.
we're talking
Maybe
bull,
he needs to talk to maybe therapy he needs to go to try to work out those repressed feelings. I don't know.
well, let's talk about it right now. Since we're talking Bulls basketball, let's settle this once and for all. You see this
Oh.
graphic right here.
Okay.
Who wins? It's like this is good. This is real good. Like,
Okay, so
let's read them off like for those that are listening on the audio version. Okay.
okay.
It says
Team A.
who wins in a 7-game series is all Chicago Bulls players in their prime. All these guys in their prime.
Yes, in their prime.
Team A, you have Michael Jordan, DeMar DeRozan, Tony Kukoc, Joakim Noah, and Kirk Heinrich. Team B, in their prime, you have Scottie Pippen, Derrick Rose, Dennis Rodman, Jimmy Butler, and Zach LaVine.
Okay,
I got
so
my pick. I want to hear yours.
this is how I have to do it. Like I said, because I can't see it, because like each of them obviously have strengths on both teams. So like I have to do it like this, where I match up the position and who would make and who I think would win over the position, and
All
I'm
right,
gonna
let's do
see.
that. All right,
So
point guard Kirk Heinrich versus
that's how
Derrick
I have
Rose.
to do it.
Kirk and Derrick Rose. Let's break it.
Derrick Rose.
Okay. Let's
Derrick would beat Derrick would beat Kirk. I think Kirk was a hell of a defense. Kirk was good, but Derrick Rose, that MVP Rose, he was just Derrick was ridiculous as an MVP. So I say Derrick would have it over Kirk in prime.
Okay. The two guard. Well, the obvious Jordan exactly.
Zach LaVine and Jordan. Okay, next.
All right, three. I'm trying to
LaVine would have a couple of nice dunks, but Jordan would
out.
beat him.
I'm trying to figure these positions out. Let's say three is DeRozan and Jimmy Butler.
And Jimmy, I say the three is them.
Jimmy wins that easily.
I think Jimmy, DeRozan would put the old school shake and bake with the mid range because he is the monster in mid-range. But I think that Jimmy would have the slight edge.
Jimmy is a fucking monster. Jimmy's
I think he would.
Jimmy's
I think it would be. I think it would be close at first, and then Jimmy would just do this. You see what I mean? Like they would kind of. They would kind of be like this.
Jimmy was able to carry two teams. Jimmy was able to carry two mediocre teams to the finals. DeRozan never could carry a good Raptors team to the finals. It's like Jimmy two mediocre Heat teams to the finals. So yeah, he did. So I give Jimmy the edge. It's like, all right, four. Are we going Tony Kukoc versus Scott Pippen? Let's say
Pippen, but Tony would give him. He would give him some struggle. He would give him.
It'd be like offense versus defense, basically. Yeah,
he would give him some struggle. He would. Tony would give him some struggle, but I think Pip, because defense wins games. I think he would ultimately.
Must be the most fun matchup. The big
Rodman and Noah.
Noah and Dennis Rodman.
That's so much fun because
remember this is prime Rodman too. So are we talking bad boys Rodman? This like in their prime. Remember it says that. So it might be bad.
Rodman was Superman on the Bulls. He was still like Superman in him.
Like all these are in their prime. Like this is MVP Rose. It's like this is Jordan like winning the titles. It's like this is
that's so tough. Rodman and Noah. That's a great because Noah is like a baby Rodman. He's like a baby Rodman. He is. So it's like, oh, that's a good one.
I gotta go with the worm.
Yeah, I say the worm because the worm just had like that. Because I say the worm because he had mind games. Like Noah didn't do mind games like Rodman. Rodman got inside your head. Mm-hmm. He fucked with your head.
Looking at Alonzo Mourning's ass. Remember that shit?
Yeah, he was like, "You're a sick man." And Alonzo was shit. He was like, and then he did this. And Warren, you're sick. You're a sick fuck. You're sick. You're a sick fucking dude.
But yeah, my guy. One of my guys posted that meme.
You're sick. You're sick.
Yeah, one of my guys posted that on his Facebook page. So I thought you liked.
So who will win there?
Let's think about this for a second. Hold on. I like Team B. Hold on, kid.
Yeah.
I say Team B. What you think, kid?
Because like even like as what you say, as Popovich said, Team B had a little bit more nasty on their team. They had like more dogs. You know what I mean? Like you got dogs.
It's like probably the weakest one on B. The weakest one on B is Zach LaVine, and he doesn't suck. It's like
and he doesn't. Yeah, Zach is probably the weakest one. Yeah.
It's like Captain Kirk is like, sorry, Kirk, but he's the weakest. Nothing against Kirk, but Prime Kirk wasn't crap. He was Captain Kirk. We're talking about Prime Kirk.
I still think that Derrick Rose, Prime Rose, what it does to him. I think
absolutely, Rose. Kirk never did. Kirk was a role player. Like Rose, the fucking MVP and shit.
Like MVP Rose was ridiculous.
Dunking on Gordon Dragic. That's the Rose he's talking about. Yeah. Like he's from Chicago. He has a 40-inch vertical. Where's my poster machine? That's the Rose we talking about. That guy had a prime Rose. When Stacey King lost his shit.
The way he looked after he did, though.
I want to go higher.
He was mean looking. That's a fun meme though. Like I said, I think B might have the edge over it.
I
Because
was
you got the
excited. I was
dogs,
like,
like I
okay,
said,
like
you
this is
got
for real. Say
Pippen,
real. I should have put in the
you
concept
got
real
Worm.
Bulls fans only. Like, if you're not a real Bulls fan, stay the fuck away from this. That's how I would have posted. I might repost that on mine. Like
And Jimmy is a dog. Jimmy's a dog. Yeah.
I said, he dragged two
Like I said,
mediocre.
probably like you said, the weakest one probably would be Levine. And Levine, if Levine wasn't going against Jordan, then he would have, you get what I'm saying. If he wasn't against Jordan, then Levine would have like
Yeah.
an easier shot against any other player, except for Mike, you know what I mean?
Jordan.
But yeah,
Jordan's the GOAT, period, but definitely the GOAT shooting guard. It's like, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like,
That's why I had to break it down. Because looking at everything, because a lot of people say Michael Jordan's team automatically, but it's like, no, break it down in position
position by
and look at
position. I think this B
it.
team is like,
Yeah.
yeah, with Scotty, D Rose, Rodman, Butler, and Levine. Yeah, I think that because then Levine could be like he just be like just straight scorer. He could be like the Steph
Yeah.
Curry to say the catch and shoot guy. Like that's what Levine would be
Shoot.
on this team, the catch and shoot. Like D Rose will be like driving to the rim. It's like
And if you happen to get a steal and we throw it down to you, you can do a dunk. you can, because Levine got the nice dunks. You can do a nice dunk.
Levine's probably the
If you
best
get an
dunker.
open, good.
Controversial statement since Jordan's on, but Levine might is probably the best dunker on this list. Jordan fans will come get me. I think Levine's probably the best dunker out of all of these.
Levine was nice. Levine is nice on the dunks. He's
Watch
nice.
that.
He's real nice.
Watch the Aaron Gordon Zach Levine dunk
He's nice.
contest. Tell me, watch that. That's probably like
That's like one of the best contests.
top three.
Yeah, I say it's one of the best.
The GOAT is Vince Carter. Like, yeah, that's the one. The 2000 with Vince Carter. Then 88 with Jordan and Dominique, and then Zach
I
Levine.
say Levine and Gordon. Yeah.
Those are like the best three dunk contests.
Yeah.
Best three.
Light years are better, like some of them other ones in recent years.
Even some of the older ones were like shaky too. Like after Jordan Dominique, it got stuck. That's why they ended up canceling the dunk contest till Vince Carter saved the shit. It's like, yeah. Some of those were like shaky and shit. Sorry, Harold Miner, like those years, like when they got shaky, like
Baby Jordan,
baby Isaiah Ryder and shit, and Brent Barry won one year. Like that's when the contest got it kind of sucked during that era. Then Kobe was in it, like his year was all right. It's like, yeah, when Kobe. And then they canceled it for a couple of years and brought it back with Vince Carter, who saved the dunk contest, in my opinion. With the over. He saved that shit. Where we going, kid?
Oh my Lord. Well,
did we finish talking about the fluff? Before you move on, I said one more. Let's put a put a poll on this final sit. Yeah. If the Nuggets win it all, which they're heavily favored to, where does this rank Jokic as the greatest Euro players? Does he pass Dirk Nowitzki with this win? I would say I think he would pass Dirk. Like, where does Jokic rank? This is like, yeah, because he has 2 MVPs. Dirk has 1. So would a title like put him ahead of Dirk as the GOAT as far as European players? He's in the conversation, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That might be. It's possible.
It's definitely a legit argument. Like, if the Nuggets win, then you got to put Jokic as like in that conversation for the GOAT Euro players. You got to put him in there. Yeah. So I just wanted to put him on there. And if the Heat somehow miraculously win this, then Jimmy Butler is like, he really,
he's Michael Jordan's son, as they keep on saying. They keep on saying the rumor he's Michael Jordan's son.
We know very little about Jimmy's parents as well. Very little. And we know that he was raised like by foster parents. Like, yeah, we know very little
adopted,
about Jimmy's parents. Is like, so yeah.
Petty.
All right, where you going, kid?
For shits and giggles, have you been following? Do you know who Denia Jackson is?
Denia Jackson. That sounds familiar. Who is it?
She's the ex-wife of Derek Jackson, the
Oh, Derek.
person, like the Team
Sorry,
Jackson, who would be in his tight shirt. Team Jackson.
Derek.
Ladies, you are not the problem. Men,
Derek.
you are the problem of everything.
Derek
When
fucking
he would
Jackson.
give when he would give his relationship advice, and then so apparently she had a video that went viral because she did a podcast interview, basically talking about how, in short, she said that she studied videos of other women's bodies that he like women that he had these affairs with, and she like said that she knew these women's bodies better than she knew her own body. And she was looking, just basically trying to do that, like trying to compete to basically be like, it's basically just trying to keep her marriage intact because she was studying these other women, like, okay, he's going over there to her. So what does she have that I don't have? And then that kind of thing or whatnot. And
Mm,
it was like very jarring listening to that because it just sounded like a woman, like a broken woman, like a woman who had been broken down so much because when people are in relationships with people who are narcissistic or
yeah,
manipulative and things like that, controlling, then you are taken down where like you're feeling like you're this big.
right.
And I just was like, I feel so bad. That was the thing, is like, if like this woman had no self-confidence at all, that he just really just put her down that much. But then the interesting thing that came out, and I'm gonna pull it up right now. The interesting thing that happened was she had actually, let me find this. She actually has a thing that's going on right now, where she has a thing called infidelity camp. And
That's
in her infidelity camp, it's
that.
basically a thing where like she's teaching ladies how to like basically get yourself back, like how to like, how to come back from if you were like being cheated on or whatever. So this infidelity camp that she has, it says healed, and it's, I guess it's an acronym for something. And it's basically says infidelity recovery boot camp. And it says that this camp is 2 payments of $495 a month. If you do the one-on-one coaching with it, then it's 2 payments of $34.99 a month. If you do the profit from your pain, it's $49.97. So, because I saw it come up in my natural hair group, they was like, "Y'all paying $5 for this? Y'all paying $5?" And then, so that's why
Y'all paying $5, man. Y'all got the
So
heat.
now people are wondering if this was all a ploy. Like, are they like in cahoots? They're like, are they working together? People was like, was this their master plan? Because they're like, he's a grifter, so she's probably one too. Like, probably
Probably on it. Yeah.
this was like their plan. What people are saying now. Like, was this all a
He's in on this.
was this all a big thing to like just get like to do this? Because we see it happen. Like people, oh, you had this and that, and then now it's like I have a tell-all book that's coming out. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
see people release stuff like back in the day, like the whole sex tape things. Oh, my sex tape got leaked, and now I have a show.
Yo,
Kardashians,
Kardashian, let's
you
go.
know, Kardashians.
Kardashian's the most famous sex tape of all time.
So we see that happen.
Oh,
We see that happen. So
my
people
sex tapes released?
are wondering the whole thing now that
Well,
no way. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like, because when I saw that $5,000, somebody did the screenshot, and I'm like,
mm,
y'all paying $5,000?
y'all paying $5,000
Like,
for this?
like interesting.
What we
But
watching?
but sis,
We watching supermarket sweep and shit. Y'all paying $5,000 for this?
if sis is able to to get people to sign for it, then hey,
Mm.
she's secure in the bag if she's able to get people on that. So I mean, like we said, we can hate the hustle, right? No, not the hustle,
Hey,
basically.
hey, let's talk about Danny Lay's ass, who's back in the news, like, yeah, in a big way this time. It's like, remember the incident with the baby, like a couple of incidents she had with the baby. First, she put out that whack ass Yellow Bone. So yeah, it's like that awful song that caused controversy. Like, yeah, yellow bitch thinks she all that. It's like, yeah, well, like, yeah, no, melanated women felt some type of way about that fucking record. Then the baby used to leak the video of like with her and them like arguing. Remember that?
Arguing him putting her out the apartment and
Yeah.
the hot ghetto mess.
Well, now she got a DUI, serious charges now. Yeah, arrested for hit and run, according to TMZ. Should I share the story? Let's read together. Yeah, I'll share it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll share the story. Let's read together.
And the reason why DUIs are such a big thing now is because you can get a fucking Uber.
Yeah.
You can get an Uber.
Especially
You
you
don't
got
have to do
especially
that.
somebody like her, you got money, you know you can afford one and shit. Yeah.
You can get Uber. You can get what's it, the black Uber, whatever.
Uber Black,
Uber
yeah.
Black.
Get the
You can
nice
get
car.
that.
Where you get luxury cars, Uber Black, yeah, where they only luxury cars that come get you.
Mm-hmm.
It's her mugshot, yeah. So Danny Lay on Memorial Day weekend, yeah, that baby's ex baby mother. So yeah, she was arrested Tuesday morning in Miami Beach when police claimed she was involved in a DUI hit and run, which ended in serious back injury to the alleged victim who was riding a moped. This is nutty. Like I was reading this story, like yeah, the way. According to police report obtained by TMZ, she was seen by several witnesses driving at a high rate of speed, swerving in a lot of lanes near Miami Beach. Eventually, the cops say she struck somebody who was on a motorized scooter, then dragged the moped for about a block. Like, that's nutty. And then somebody flagged down the
My gosh.
stop. So she dragged somebody on the scooter for about a block. Yeah. It said
Be paralyzed.
exactly, or dead. It's like yes, in the paperwork, the cops described smelling of alcohol. He conducted a field sobriety test, which she failed, and later took a breathalyzer, and she failed that too. I'm sure. Yep, says she blew twice the legal limit. She was cuffed, taken to jail, booked on 3 felony charges: driving under the influence, leaving the scene of a crash, serious bodily injury, and DUI damage to property. The person, like they say, kidney laceration and spinal fracture. He had a fractured spine. This person that she dragged for a block. It's like, yeah. If I'm that person or their family, I'm suing the shit out of Danny Lay and shit. Yeah. I'm taking all the Yellow Bones money is what I want. Shit, I might call that the name of the episode. Yellow money is what I want. Shit.
It's just like you gotta be more responsible in that. Like, what happened to people having drivers? Like, people like first of all, I said people having drivers. Now, okay, I get drivers. Having a chauffeur might be expensive. Get an Uber. That's what I said. You can get an Uber.
Yeah.
Uber ain't that we can afford Ubers. If I can afford an Uber, you can afford an Uber.
I was thinking, yeah, because I had some car issues recently, and I was taking Ubers around the city and shit. Yeah, so if I can do that shit, Danny fucking Lay can. Is like, I'm just saying, if I can get me an Uber,
right? You can afford an Uber. Come on now. Like I said, but what happened to chauffeurs? Like, chauffeur people are always my driver. Like, people had drivers back in the day.
Yeah.
Do the people just not do that no more? You just don't have drivers no more?
Mm. But yeah,
like, what is you doing? Right?
I was like, when
and
I
then
saw
you hit this man and you
drag
drag it
for like a
for a block.
Shit, that's scary and shit. Yeah.
Well, I predict he probably gets no jail time because celebrities know how to not get jail time.
You're gonna plead out no contest or something. Do
it's gonna be something.
Community service.
It's gonna be a cash settlement to the family, and then
undisclosed amount. Yeah,
undisclosed amount, and then it's gonna be community service,
and she's gonna pay a fine. Yeah.
and also it might be a they might put her in like a treatment program for like alcohol. For alcoholism,
5 years.
It might be something like
that. But no jail time, just probation. It's like,
and you gotta go to like the alcohol anonymous thing.
Danny Lay should be in jail.
But that's probably what's gonna happen because, like I said, wealthy people know how to they know how to do certain things that we don't have the privilege of doing. So, but with that being said, let that be a learning. Let this be a teaching moment for her that, you just can't do shit like that. Like,
yeah,
And then if I have a moped, it was the person just probably is on their moped, just trying to have like a nice
Yeah,
time, like enjoy
first
the nice
weekend,
weather,
yeah,
and
summer,
then
yeah, enjoying the weather. Yeah, in Miami, it's like, yeah, you probably, yeah, break out the moped, a nice day. You don't know you're about to get run over by a mad woman and shit. Huh? But
just
yeah,
awful.
she should be in jail. Fuck Danny Lay and shit.
She should be.
And also sad story
Mhm.
here. You heard about DC Young Flies his lady said she died.
Oh, it was you
Yeah,
said I'm sorry for a second. You said you heard about did you say Jackie O? Is that
Jackie
what you
O, yeah,
said?
DC Young Flies lady, yeah, Jackie O, yeah, died
Yeah,
at
I saw
32,
that
very
story. DC
32.
Young
Mhm.
Flies up. And when I saw that, like, that she has like they have three young children,
Three
three
kids.
children under the age of five, I want to
Yeah,
say. I
three.
think they have three kids under the age of five, I want to say. And just seeing that story, it was just really incredibly sad, just reading it about what happened. And what I will say about this, like a lot of people, like people love to be like a whole I'm a tough love. Like, when people try to, I just tell like, no, you're an asshole. Stop. You're not telling shit like it is. You're just an asshole. Um, if she did, like, it's nowhere in anywhere that says that if you want to have cosmetic surgery,
Yeah,
you
that's
can
the
have
story
cosmetic
that's out there.
surgery.
Like, has that been confirmed? The stories that she died while going under cosmetic surgery. That's the story that I heard.
But they were saying that the story is that shortly after she received her mommy makeover, because mommy makeover is a thing,
Yeah,
they were saying that she passed away shortly after receiving this
that's the
surgery.
story I heard. Yeah, that she got.
And but for people to be like, well, well, that's the risk there. When you have any kind of surgery, you're at risk of not waking up.
Yeah,
You are any surgery, like because like you sign your consent form every
yeah.
time
Anesthesia.
anytime you
They
put you
tell
under
you that it's like,
anesthesia, you sign that consent form.
yeah,
You do under anything. So being like because she decided that she wanted to do cosmetic surgery, it should be like, well, you knew the risk. It's like
people acting
any
like she deserved
surgery,
to
it's a
act
risk.
like she deserved it is like, nah, that's kind of harsh.
That's tacky. That's harsh and tacky. Like, people try to say, well, they're just telling like it is. Like, I know you're not. That's why I say you're an asshole if you do that. The thing that I don't like that I feel a lot of young ladies are just so pressured into doing surgeries and stuff. Like I saw pictures of
You
her.
look at this
She
girl,
was
like, yeah,
beautiful.
she's
It was
not
nothing
ugly, and
wrong.
like you
Like
could
I mean,
tell, like, her looks were like very important to her. So like, she probably did want to get her little mommy makeover after their youngest or whatever.
feel the pressure. Like it's the pressure that people do. And like I said, I know that, like I said, and I thought people may look at me cross-eyed for saying like this, but one thing that I think that she does do a little bit too much by just being naked all the time. I think Lizzo just shouldn't just be naked all the time. But I get what she's trying to. I get Lizzo's thing, feeling like, okay, I've been taught to be like because I'm a big woman that I should not feel comfortable in my skin. But guess what? I'm comfortable in my skin. Like
That's
like
like the
I get why Lizzo
that's
doesn't.
why Lizzo,
I don't
and
agree
that's
with
why
being naked. I don't agree
and
with that.
that's what a lot of her popularity is because of that, because she's a big
Mm.
girl that's not afraid of being a big girl and so
The
yeah.
body positivity thing because everybody is not going to have an hourglass shape. Like, I mean, of course, we know everybody wants like the big bust, small waist, big hips. Like, everybody wants to have that hourglass figure, but very few people naturally have that hourglass figure naturally. Like, you have to work or get work done to it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do something
Yeah, so it's
to
very
get a
few
figure.
who just have genetics that are like that. It's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna throw a percentage out there, but it's a very small percentage of women that have those genetics where you just wake up like that. It's like, yeah, without doing any of the work or surgery or whatever and shit.
Without doing it, no exercise, no dieting.
Yeah, and you shape like,
Very few people who have that. Like I
yeah,
said, either you have to work at it or get work done to look like that. So the pressures that a lot of these young ladies feel is for me to compete, I have to look at this. And when you look at like I said, I'm calling this the era, the Kardashian era. Like I said, when I see all these new girls come out, all of them look the same. It's like they all got that the same pout, the same boobs, the same BBL. Like everybody has that same snatch away. Everybody has that same look.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at that. Like what happened to okay, some of us have a little bit of fat right here. Some of us have a little bit of fat right here. Some of us has a fat right. What happened to like different looks, different shapes, different, And I just thought that ladies, I mean, if you want to get surgery because you want to feel better, do what makes you feel better for yourself, but
Yeah,
don't feel like the pressure.
yeah.
If you feel like you have to do this.
If it's something you want to do,
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you don't want to do the shit, don't do the shit.
Yeah, and that's just my thing. I'll say it's a personal preference. It's a personal choice. Like if you want to, like you shouldn't be shamed for like if you want to get surgery because I know so many people try to shame you if you want. Because I've not BBLs are popular. I know some people that aren't celebrities who've had BBLs.
I know people personally that have
regular people. Regular people I know who have BBLs.
As do I. I'm thinking of like two people off the top of my head that aren't famous, that aren't nowhere near famous and shit.
You may work HR at Target. I mean, like this regular job. You work in HR and you got a BBL. You own a daycare and you have a BBL. Like, just regular person. Not a celebrity, not an influencer, not a, nothing like that. But
like contracting, like stuff like that. I'm not that guy.
But you shouldn't feel shame for it. You shouldn't be shamed, and you shouldn't. And then if something happens where, whether it be death or like severe injury, you should not be like, well, that's what you like. It shouldn't be that. That's just really mean. Like that's very mean. That's very hurtful to say that, especially like these are young women that it's happening to mostly. It's mostly young women.
She's a mother with young kids too. Like, yeah, now they kids,
exactly.
Those kids don't have a mom anymore. So yeah, it's a tragic story.
Have some compassion. That's just all I say. Have some compassion. Be a fucking decent human being. Now you got me in here preaching. Be a decent human for once.
Well, as we shift gears from that, try to end on a high note. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Tupac Shakur. He's getting some Cali love now, for real. Real Cali love, getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Just about a week before what would have been his 52nd birthday. Yeah, so he's getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
52. That's crazy. Thinking about Pop being in his 50s. It's crazy.
So he's going to get his star June 7th. So that's coming up in a few days. Yeah. On Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah. No, his sister, Sakiwa Shakur, is going to be presented with it. And they say Big Boy will be there as well. An LA radio legend.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like part of the ceremony. So yeah. About getting some Cali love. I'm like, long overdue if you ask me. It's like,
long overdue. Yeah. Long overdue.
So so next time I'm in LA, Hollywood, I gotta check out the Tupac star then. So all eyes will be on that. All eyes on this star. All eyes on me.
What's that?
That's cool. Yeah. I'm done. Yeah, we're not another damn podcast.
Yes.
Episode 314. Definitely appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. You want to further support us, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What's good, Tasha?
Hey.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. Also, you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how I do it. Get at me, all right?
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCRAGULLEY1 on Twitter, SCRAGULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
That's how we do it. Another one. I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Hold on.